Coming up on today's Co-Bet Daily, it is a State of Origin special. That's right, we've roped in our NRL expert, Phil. We've got Alex. We're talking nothing but State of Origin. Alex, what's your favourite pick?
Turbo Tom to cross the line. Big game player.
Nice one. What about you, Phil?
Well, what you probably don't need on a State of Origin preview is a so-called expert because it's Origin. Who knows what's going to happen? But we'll give it our best crack.
I love it. We're also talking overs, unders, best bets, player props, everything you need. It's a State of Origin special. It's Co-Bet Daily. It's really good. Welcome to Co-Bet Daily. It is Tuesday, May 30. All day. It's the day before State of Origin. Watch out. It's episode 120 of This Is Shenanigans. I'm your host, Jaymz Clements. I'm the editor of a very good website. It's called CodeBet. Hashtag spoiler alert. It's pretty good. And that's what it says on the front of this podcast, right? At the moment, I am joined for a very special State of Origin only show by the Pontiffs of Punting. We've got our NRL expert, Phil, over there. What's going on, Phil?
Hey, boys. I'm doing very well. Very, very excited. It's one of 3 rugby league games that happen every year where I actually have a team that I can support. So can't wait.
Bring back the Bears, he says. Bring back the Bears. And we've got Alex Donnelly over there as well.
Yeah, going to continue to yell about it being State of Origin, not State of I want to go for whoever. Born in New South Wales, therefore I go for New South Wales.
I just want to go for Billy Slater. Simple as that for me. We don't have Stats Guy as per usual. He's currently at Game 7 of the Celtics Heat, about to either be, collapsed in the next riot that takes part in Boston, or like basically if you remember The Simpsons, Milhouse finding himself under the chairs after the concert. That's Stats Guy. They win. If they lose, he's out there looting, burning cars. I've already told him we're not paying the extradition fees to get him home.
Yeah,
so
Marcus has replaced him on the EPL show, so it's done.
You snooze, you lose. Simple as that. Right, but this is Code State of Origin Daily, Code Bet Daily, as it usually is. It says it on the tin. Codes betting daily. Today, just State of Origin. We've got player props, game picks, and best bets for Game 1, which is on Wednesday night, May 31. It's going to be huge out there at the Adelaide Oval. So that's it. That's all we're going to look at today. It's a crazy, crazy setup. Phil, our NRL expert, obviously is just deep in the weeds with this one. I love
Yes, certainly not putting on any last-minute multis. That wouldn't be me.
I may have just thrown on about 3 before the start of this NBA game, but either way. So the 2023 State of Origin, we're going back to Adelaide Oval. Queensland won last year, looking to defend the Shield again. It's the second time South Australia's hosted the Origin series, right? I think Maroons won out in 2020.
I believe so.
Yeah, it was November 2020 because that was the COVID year.
Weird.
It's a series that we don't actually talk about ever. It's been wiped from the memories.
So amazingly for me, we go into this Origin thing, and just to set it up, because we are talking about the one single game between the 3 of us, Queensland at the moment, $2. New South Wales for the 20th consecutive Origin game are favourites at $1.82. 20!
Yep.
What is going on? That is gnarly. Come on, man. You'd think at one point you go, well, Queensland keep winning a lot of these games. Maybe they should be favourite in one of them. Yep. Nope. They're like, nah, we don't care. We're just going to keep picking New South Wales. And why not? So here we are.
Betting agencies should hang their heads in shame. Honestly, when will they learn?
So you can find like $2.02 for Queensland versus $1.81 for New South Wales on TopSport. $2 for Queensland, $1.82 for New South Wales or Ladbrokes. We've got our friends over at BetR as well with the markets.
They're 202.
202. So there's that. Basically, everyone's going, cool, New South Wales, off you go. And just to quickly set it up, we've got 3 debutants for New South Wales. That's right, Nico Hines, Hudson Young, and Tavita Pangai Jr. I think that's the 3 debutants.
They're definitely on debut, those guys.
Yep. And only Reece Walsh from the Maroon side of things. So I think there's, now 4 Broncos if you add Reece Walsh to that squad. So, geez.
Right.
All right. Well, just a quick overall vibe about this game. How are you feeling about it before we get into the player props? Who are you favouring just in a head? We'll get to best bets and everything head to head, but how does it sit before we go into game 1? Let's say Alex. Go.
Mine'll depend if Nathan Cleary actually plays, given that yesterday I was like, Latrell Mitchell will score a try, and literally 10 minutes after we finished, hey guys, Latrell's actually not playing, he's injured. So took the jam out of my donut, and then apparently
it's like they timed it. They went, well, the Code Bet Daily Show is now done and up.
Yep.
We better announce that Latrell's out.
Yeah,
because they made a big song and dance about him scoring a try. So thanks a lot to Rugby New South Wales. Appreciate that. Great job. Great job.
Yeah, really, really happy with that. But also Cleary has apparently got a tooth infection, and apparently Nico Hines may play halfback. So if that happens, it's not a massive thing, but I still think Queensland may start favourite if that happens, because obviously Cleary's one of the best players out there and has that partnership as Phil going to deep with Jerome Luai in the halves from Penrith. But it's just like, I don't know. If he plays, I think New South Wales win. If they don't, I don't know.
Good stuff. How about you, Phil? How are you feeling about this game?
Yeah, well, let's just start here. Nathan Cleary is playing in this game.
He's going to play.
This tooth infection mumbo jumbo is straight out of the Queensland Maroons playbook.
This is a Mal play back in the day.
This is absolutely, there's injury drama a couple of days out. Oh my God, what are the Maroons going to do? No. Cleary will be playing. And frankly, Nico Hines is a big game player as well. He's stepped up in all of the All-Stars games previously. He would be fine. I think the Blues, they would just have different, strings to their bow, different parts of their arsenal. So I actually wouldn't, I know Cleary's, gained a lot of experience in this arena over the last several seasons, but I think they'd be fine without Cleary regardless. I do agree though, Al, I do think the markets would flip. But yeah, I sort of, one thing I do with these kind of bigger games is I just try and break it down and, kind of try to locate where each side has the potential matchups, and it's pretty even, 1 to 13 on both sides. I've kind of got 4 advantages to Queensland and 4 advantages to New South Wales. For example, I've got Teddy over Reece Walsh because of the experience and just, the Teddy's they're both class players, but Reece Walsh has still got a lot to prove to get to that, to that caliber. You go through though in other positions, and Queensland have the measure at hooker. There's absolutely no doubt about that. And look, there are wild cards on both sides of the equation from a selection perspective. The Tavita Pangai Jr. one is just baffling, to say the least. I don't think he'll start. I still think there'll be a late change to that Blues lineup. I could see either Junior Barlaw coming into the team, or maybe even Cam Murray starts on an edge for Hudson Young, something along those lines. We'll have to wait and see. Both these sides have ridiculously good benches as well, it must be said. But Queensland have more experience in terms of how to use that rotation. So that could be a factor here as well. Straight up, I think the value is with Queensland because it's Queensland. But in saying that, and again, they're the outsiders. They probably don't deserve to be. But New South Wales probably should be more desperate. We mentioned this last week, Al. Game 2's in Suncorp, and if they're not thinking, guys, we just absolutely cannot afford to lose game 1, then I think they find a way and they dig deep. So, but look, this is just going to be a ripping game of footy. Any predictions that I make, take with a grain of salt, because I don't know. It's so tight.
It's the great leveler.
It's so tight. It's so tight. Yeah.
I do love this because, as you sort of dig into the stats and you go, yeah, geez. I mean, the rhyme or reason sort of just goes out the window a bit. It's just just on a game by game basis, like who just steps up in that game, and that's the magic of Origin. Simple as that. Right. Player props. Let's dig into these ones then. Simply, I was like, all right, give us a couple of player looks. And I'm like, well, I'll just go to the try scorers. A couple of nice ones there for me. Very simply, we've got the fill-in player. I love a good fill-in player scoring. Stephen Crichton comes in for Latrell, right? Give me the anytime try scorer there. He's over $3. I love the vibe of him coming in. And if he starts, Phil, he's scored the first try a couple of times already this season. $14. I love that for Crichton just to be like, oh, hang on a second, where'd he come from? Boom, off he goes. And there's also a couple of really good markets floating around where you get the sort of combos, and this is probably one of the really fun parts of Origin, right? Where you go, either or to score more than. And like, that's always really like a ripper fun one where you're like just hanging on a player's performance the entire game going, come on, do it, Selwyn Cobbo, do it. I need you to beat Murray to a lucky, come on. And away we go. So I actually don't mind Selwyn and Murray. To score 2 or more tries combined is over $4 at the moment with Ladbroke. So I don't mind that. I think Selwyn Cobbo, like we've seen him with the Broncos all year, look really, really awesome at times. I think he gets in. I think we're going to get an awesome game. They're probably my 2 favorite bets when I looked at it. Beyond just going, I think Josh Adokar will score. James Tedesco might score. I'm just going to steer clear of that. I'm going to go Crichton. I love the fill in. And I like Cobbo. So let's do it. What about you, Alex? How are you feeling about your player props?
Yeah, this will be in the paper tomorrow morning and on the website later this afternoon. But Turbo Tom finding form just before getting selected for Origin and making Phil and I question our Canberra bet, which is back on after the weekend. Raiders over the Rabbitohs. Go the top 4 bet. Go on, son. Anyway,
I told you the Raiders would win.
Yes.
I told you.
We're still alive at the hour of $7, $5.50, whatever we took. But anyway, Turbo Tom, it's actually really weird. In 5 of his last 6 games at neutral venues, he has scored a try in State of Origin. I love those weird little stats, but given the way that he just absolutely obliterated Canberra a few weeks ago, 3 tries, he's in form at the right time. He's learnt how to run again, which seems ideal coming into Origin. He's $11 for first try scorer, but I feel like if he scores, I reckon New South Wales are probably going to win. You can get $4.50 for that little same gamer on the featured same game multis with Better.
Nice one. I think there's also the stat about Turbo Tom, right? He scored at least once in 5 of the last 6 games outside of New South Wales.
That's what I said. Thanks for listening.
I'm really on board with this. Like, I really, really love that because you're like, well, how does, especially with the neutral venue, like outside of like going to Suncorp, it's like that just screamed at me. So good job, Alex. Well played. Phil.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind because of this late change. I would love to know just once and for all who's playing which edge in the centres. I think my assumption is that Crichton will play right and Turbo will play left. Turbo arguably looks more natural attacking down the right edge of the park, passing left to right, putting Jason Saab away, for example, over with Manly. But I think that the passing game is probably somewhat underrated because of his running prowess, his ability to break tackles, his ability to just be aggressive at the point of contact. But he's an elite passer as well. And if he is starting inside Brian To'o on the left, To'o is a special to score most weeks full stop on the wing, whether it's for the Panthers or at Origin level. He has been more recently playing on the right side for Penrith, but he's got plenty of experience playing on the left as well. So these absolute muppets on Twitter, questioning Freddie, like swapping the natural side of the field that these wingers are playing on because the Fox is more used to the left. It actually doesn't really matter. The Fox has been absolutely fine when he's played Origin on the right. Brian To'o has enough experience to understand playing on the left. He'll have his teammate Jerome Luai slightly inside of him as well. Hudson Young was on one of the Fox League shows the other night and crediting the simplicity that the Panthers big guns have brought in terms of just him understanding how to play his role as an edge forward and the lines that he needs to run. So if he is the one that starts on that left edge, I love Brian To'o anytime in this game. I think he's a really good first try scorer bet as well. So we'll get to the same game multi a little bit later, but spoiler, Brian To'o anytime will be in that. On the other side of the other thing, which I think probably works in New South Wales' favour in this game, is the weather looks absolutely clear for Wednesday night in Adelaide. I think if there's any kind of greasiness or wet weather, it brings the nerves more into the equation, and when that happens, that elevates the Maroons over New South Wales. For whatever reason, in this arena, Queenslanders lift, New South Wales players go into their shells, and that doesn't necessarily help the Blues. It will be clear, not a lot of breeze, basically a 0 chance of rain. So I think that brings in the outside backs for New South Wales to score even more so. On the other side of the coin, for whatever reason, I think Cam Munster is just ready for a big game. He's a big game player. He doesn't score a lot of tries. He's $21 to score the first or the last. And I think either of those ones are fairly juicy, $4.25 anytime. So if I'm just thinking a little bit further outside the box, I love Cam Munster. He's a big game player, and he's probably due.
I love it. Yeah, I did see his name pop up fairly often, sort of digging into this just that little bit, especially with the anytime, like around that $4.25 mark. You're like, that at least sort of covers me if he doesn't get in first or last. And the $4.25 is obviously pretty tasty. And that was the other one I sort of leaned away from was you mentioned Reece Walsh before. I feel like, again, he's over $4 as well. Kind of like that. So, but the Brian to O was $2.60. I think I saw the best one we had with Bet365. So it just isn't any time. That one is really good. Well spotted, Phil. That, love it. Match game picks, easy one for me. This is the over-under. What do we do here? 36.5 points. 10 of the last 12, I believe, have actually hit the total points under going into the game, right? So whatever the line was set at, 10 of the last 12 have hit that under. And 11 of the last 17 have actually gone under 36, or, well, 36 and under. So my vibe here is a bit of a tricky one because Phil's just talked about the weather. And what happens? If it's a bit nice, New South Wales might get off to a bit of a flyer. So my initial vibe with this, I think this might be Alex's take as well. Like if it is going to go under and you like Queensland, then that's your play, right? But if you like the over in New South Wales, boom, simple as that. I love it when it's just simple like that, right down the line. If you like the over, you're going to go with New South Wales as well. If you like the under, take Queensland. I'm off on the Queensland board here. I think they win this. I'm going to go the under. And I think there's another stat that Alex is probably about to whip out right now and throw right at my face. So
don't steal all of my stuff. Seriously.
This is it. When you talk about one game, there's only so many things you can talk about, clearly. But this is kind of like where it lays, right? Like you dig into those numbers, and I think it's 11 of the last 17. So basically since 2017, 11 of those 17 have gone under 36 and under. So my vibe is the under just because with that sheer weight of numbers. What about you, Alex?
I'm tipping New South Wales to win, but if Queensland are to win, and you've always got to have a little saver on it, it will be the under because 6 of the last 9 that Queensland have won have been 34 points or less in that game. So with the over-under at 36.5 with Ladbrokes, you take Queensland and under 36.5, you're getting $3.40. So I'll have a little something on that because I think if New South Wales win, and as Phil said with the weather, it hits the over because that backline is just too explosive. And if they get rolling on Queensland, it's the theory. If it gets like a tight scrap, New South Wales don't out-tough Queensland. But if it just is a run-and-gun game, New South Wales will absolutely blitz them. So I'll have something on Queensland in the under, but I think New South Wales in the over at $4 is a pretty good price too. And if New South Wales are to win, I think Jaymz Tedesco will be man of the match.
Nice one. That's a good one. What about you, Phil? How are you feeling about a match game pick over-unders? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I like the under in this one as well. If games are Origin games that blow out tend to happen in either game 2 or 3. Last year we saw it was New South Wales in game 2 when they went behind one in the series and probably shouldn't have. They were the hungriest side in game 2 and kind of blew Queensland off the park. Before that, just obviously legendary decider up at Suncorp Stadium in game 3. Game 1s are always tight. Very rarely does it blow out unless Queensland, put together the greatest rugby league team of all time: Thurston, Cronk, Cam Smith, Greg Inglis, Justin Hodges. The list goes on. Billy Slater. No, I think it stays tight. I could see this game being an 18-10, 18-16, 18-14. Any of those totals are hitting the under. So that's where I'm leaning. It's just always the ref puts the whistle away as well. And in theory, like, well, hang on, shouldn't that mean potentially more points? But in actual fact, it also just brings fatigue more into the game as well. It brings in sort of a lack of sides being able to sort of adjust and organise themselves when they do get down into opposition red zones. Plus, you've got those issues of individuals coming from club trying to gel, trying to build some cohesion, and that does take time. So the unders are special in this game. Betting agencies, they know that punters out there love to take the overs because they want to see a free-flowing, high-scoring game, and the safe money is the unders on this one.
So going back, I think 5 of the last 6 game ones have actually gone under this mark as well. So simple as that. Right. Cool. What are your best bets, boys? What do you got? What are you feeling? I am just literally going to go with the line. I love this Queensland team. I'm just not a proud Queenslander. I'm no banana bender, don't get me wrong, but geez, 3 of the last 4, Queensland have covered the line. I just really like the makeup of Billy Slater's Billy Slater's squad, and I'm just feeling it. So I'm just going to go Queensland at the line and to keep that streak alive. It is plus 2.5. I do like the way that Phil has sort of broken this down. That it's really, really close. The plus 2.5 sort of covers me just in case. So if New South Wales keep it close, and I think they cover that line, the Maroons, and I feel like they just pull out the win or a really tight loss. So this is pretty crazy. What do you? Oh, there's also the special ones that you like out there as well. The jersey number bets. These are always chaos to start off the game. 1 to 7 to score the first try. 1 to 5 to score the first try. I mean, just chaos. Like $3 either way for those ones. I kind of love that. What about you, Alex? Best bet?
I'm going to stick with Turbo Tom to cross over and score a try here and lead New South Wales towards a victory. Anytime try score currently for him is 285 with Ladbrokes, so I'm just going to lean in heavily on that. But as said, I think if New South Wales win, I reckon Jaymz Tedesco will be man of the match. He's just such a dangerous line breaker, and he always seemingly gets up for Origin. Hasn't done a hell of a lot this year because, well, let's be honest, the Roosters are going absolutely terrible. So this is him stepping up in a big game, big occasion. This is Teddy's time.
Oh, that's one. Tedesco's $7 to win man of the match as well. So I do like that. The one that Munster actually stood out to me as well with the man of the match thing for $6.50, and I was just because you brought him up earlier, I'm like, yeah, kind of like that a lot as well. And really impact the game. I don't know. How are you feeling about all this, Phil? What's your best bet?
I did just want to say before I get into that, you mentioned the jersey numbers there. I thought you would, when you said jersey, you were taking it a different way. I don't know if you guys have heard down in the Melbourne bubble that New South Wales plan on wearing a navy kit.
I've seen all of this, and then I'm like, apparently the sky blue is in. They've ditched the navy.
No. So the latest I heard yesterday, unless there's been a development, was that the NRL recommended to Rugby League New South Wales that they ditch the navy, but New South Wales have actually come out and said, no, we're sticking to our guns. We're not going to be bullied into making any changes. And it just has bad juju written all over it. This is an iconic matchup between New South Wales and Queensland, state against state. It's one of the great rivalries in world sport, and it's maroon and it's sky blue. And that's it. It doesn't have to veer anywhere else apart from that. It's like let's not even go there in terms of the clash of a dark jumper on a reasonably dark jumper. It's just the colors matter in this rivalry, in this iconic matchup. What are you doing, New South Wales? I think that has every chance to blow back in their face if you believe in karma and if you believe in bad juju. So I did just want to point that out for the punters out there that that do get a little bit sort of in their own heads about that kind of thing. But look, no, I'll stick to my guns. I do think my tip is that New South Wales win because they just should be that little bit more desperate in this game 1 before game 2 being at Suncorp Stadium. That said, I probably, as I said at the start, I think that probably the smart money is with Queensland. So I've gone a little bit sort of outside the box with a same game multi. I've got Brian To'o, anytime try scorer, on the left edge for New South Wales. I've taken an alternate under. I've built this multi with Ladbrokes, so I've gone 38.5 alternate under, which is $1.46, and then I've got New South Wales with an alternate handicap of 3.5 start. I think if Queensland win, it won't be by more than 2 points. Yeah. They've got the field goal kickers in this game. Cleary can pot one over obviously as well, but DCE off either foot is an absolute specialist for a late game field goal. Ben Hunt can do it if he ends up in the halves later on in the game. Cam Munster's, he's just money. Regardless of which type of play on the park we're talking about. So I think New South Wales with the 3.5 covers my bases. So New South Wales plus 3.5, under 38.5 alternate line. Brian To'o anytime, $5.53.
Well, I guess that means it's time for Rate My Multi, Alex. Woo! I'm going to give that 9 out of 10 just because I think Queensland win. But that's good.
Yeah, no, I like it. I'll stick with the 9 out of 10 too.
Good stuff. That is Phil's multi rated. Terrific stuff. All right. Well, I know that I'm going to be plopped firmly in front of the couch. I mean, with my bung foot at the moment, I'm not going to be anywhere else. But that's it for today. The Code Bet Daily State of Origin special. We'll be back on deck tomorrow. No doubt with a couple of more State of Origin bets because what else are we going to talk about tomorrow, Alex? I
got the Europa League final Thursday morning.
Sure, checks out.
Sevilla,
he reckons.
I'm Roma.
Here we go.
As a long-term, lifelong Sevilla fan, I'm going Sevilla. Just because it's like...
They don't lose Europa finals.
Aston Villa, Sevilla. All right, get right around the show. Subscribe on your podcast app. Like, review, and star them all. And, of course, check us and follow across all the socials, YouTube, Facey, IG, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch. I believe as soon as Stats Guy gets back, assuming he survives Game 7 in Boston, he and Leo and probably Marcus will be having a Twitch streaming comp playing AFL 23.
I still don't think Stats Guy's coming home.
He might not.
The shade at LinkedIn for not getting a reference in there with all the other socials.
I don't know that we've got a standalone Code Bet LinkedIn. But either way, just imagine all the really great betting props you'd find on LinkedIn. Send in any questions via the socials. Make Leo earn his crust. But thanks, Alex.
Yeah, cheers.
Thanks, Phil, for popping on not the usual day where you and Alex do the NRL show.
Yeah, go the Blues.
Yeah. We'll be back Thursday to celebrate a victory and another short round in the NRL. God bless.
And we can look at the Women's Origin on Thursday as well. Okay. So the Blues to go bang, bang. They're on Thursday night, game 1 of that. Ooh. New South Wales just need 1 win to clinch the series. It's out to a 2-game series this year. So, yeah.
Awesome. I do love this, that we do have you guys doing the NRL show on Thursday. So we do get to wrap a bit of Origin and talk up this coming round. So it should be really good. All right, there you go. That's it. Done for today. Thanks to me, of course, as always. Just pulling double duty on producing as well and having a bit of a cut in the middle of this one. But either way, may all your picks come in. What do you say there, Alex?
Gamble responsibly.
All right, happy punting. We'll catch you tomorrow. Go Bet Daily. Out.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.